in the box here, we got some fragrance samples. We got 10 to be exact. 15 total in the fragrance sample haul that I got. Yeah, it was a really huge haul. I got a discount for buying 15. That's why it was that exact number. I got these over Memorial Day. Right now it is September 22nd when I'm filming this, so been giving these a good amount of wears, and we're going to be talking about my favorite 8 from the sample fragrance haul. Keep it locked. In this sample fragrance haul, I got a lot of new designers for the year 2025, and I got some niche fragrances I've been meaning to try. Very excited to get this haul in. And first one we are going to be talking about today is a new release for the year 2025 in the designer realm, and it is from Hugo Boss, and it is Hugo Boss Boss Bottled Beyond. Now, this one here, I will say, I'm still on the fence about it a little bit. I feel like it's a solid fragrance, and out of the 15 here, it didn't make my final 8 in the video, but I'm 50-50 about it. After the previous releases that Hugo Boss has kind of released, such as Elixir and then also L'Absolu, those two, they set the bar pretty high for this line. And I'm not saying this one isn't bad, but I'd say it's in the same realm for me as Bold Citrus, the earlier release in the line. Like, it's solid, it's good, but it's nothing to scream home about. Now with this, it is growing on me though. I will say this scent is growing on me. For this scent, it's got a free note breakdown. It's got some leather, got some citrus, and got some woods. And overall, what I get in the scent, it's going to be fresh. You're going to get some citrus in this scent. Kind of uplifting in a sense when it comes to the citrus. And that leather is more of a fresh leather. It comes across in that way. It's not that deep, dark, dense leather that you think of fall and winter time. It's kind of like a scent that can be made, basically can be worn in the summertime and in the springtime when it's a little bit hotter. But you can also wear this in the cold here, like it's turning where I'm currently at. It's a nice solid scent. I would say projection is about 2 feet for me throughout the whole fragrance's lifespan, opening the dry down. But it is, you gotta like your leather. You gotta like it's kind of in the style of Ganymede a little bit, kind of taking away from that minerality. I do get a little smoke with this one as well. So you kind of gotta like scents that go in that direction. If you've never tried Ganymede, it's kind of like a mineral-esque leather type of scent. But this one takes the minerals away, and it focuses more on the freshness, focus more on the citrusness. The longevity is good on this scent. I got, from my wearings, I got 8 to 10 hours on the scent, and I am considering picking up a bottle of this. I'm just kind of waiting around. It's not like my first option or anything, but it is a solid offering from the house of Hugo Boss Bottled. And I would say from those previous releases, this one has more versatility than the ones I listed before. So like I always mentioned before, practice what I preach. Got my sample here, so make sure to sample, try it out, see what you think of this new scent for the year of 2025. But starting off this list, which is in no particular order, Hugo Boss Bottled Beyond. Next one on this list, and this is a first for me for this house, this is L'Absolu, and it is a number 13. If you are an OG of the channel, I've been wanting to try this house for a very long time. Finally getting around to getting a scent from the house, and this was the first one I really wanted to try. It really surprised me. I was like, okay, this is good. This does have a feminine lean. I will say it's unisex leaning feminine, but I really enjoy it. It's got notes such as ISO Super in it. It's got some pear, got some citruses, and got some jasmine. This is going to be a musky, floral type of scent. You are going to get some fruitiness. You are going to get some citrus, or not citrusness, but that fruitiness is coming from that pear as well. And I think it's got some apple in it as well with this scent. It's got some amber tones to it, and that musk is around throughout the whole fragrance's lifespan. But I would say for me, this fragrance doesn't go too full bore into the floral notes. It has a good mixture of those ambers, those musk, the fruitiness in it. I get a little sweetness off the top too, and I think that's from that pear and apple. Also, too, I know there are some citrus notes in here. I was going to mention that before, but I don't get too much of the citruses. I get more of that pear and that apple. And then also the molecules as well, such as the ISO E Super. I know that's in here. And I know it's not like the official note is amber, but I get that amber very present, very heavy. This is a nice projector to me. 2 to 3 feet, mainly about 4 hours, about 3 feet, and then after that, 2. I would say this is kind of going to be a situational sense. I feel like, again, you could wear this any time of year. Maybe a little bit less suited for that high heat summertime, but you could wear this in the summer. It does have that fruitiness, that citrus pop off the top that's going to give you nice wearings in the higher heat. And the musk doesn't come off like too heavy overall. You are going to get a little bit of that aromatic musk with this scent here, but this is nice and appealing. The florals, it's not too feminine, not too masculine. It's right in between, but there is something that gives this a little feminine lean, and I think it's maybe that pear note, but I really enjoy pear in my fragrances, so I don't mind at all. I'm going to give this one wears, and really shocked me, really put me through. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think this was going to be this good, but it is a solid release from L'Absolu. And I'll have to see some of the other offerings from the house. I haven't, like I mentioned, first one trying it. And going back to that longevity, I would say is maybe around the same as Hugo Boss's Boss Bottle Beyond. 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 hours on that longevity for me. But pleasant surprise in that sample haul regarding the niche fragrance L'Absolu Another 13. This one is another first for me in the line, and it is from the house Ralph Lauren, and it is Ralph's Club New York. I haven't tried any of these scents at all. Wanted to get around to trying out this one here. This one is going to be aromatic. It's going to have some wood. It's going to have some lavender as well. But the main star of the show, it's going to have a juicy black currant, and you get that in the forefront. I will say I do get kind of like an herbal feel with this scent as well, but this is a scent that will work anywhere again. That kind of black currant, the juiciness with it is going to be very prominent throughout the whole fragrance's lifespan. So in that high heat, it's going to do well. In the spring, in the fall, and the wintertime, it has that depth that's going to go around to work well in those seasons too. But you can wear this in the office if you have a date. It's got a little sweetness to it, so it might be something that might be a little bit too sweet for that office setting, but for me, I'm going to wear this wherever the heck I want. This one is a nice, mass appealing scent done in a different way with a different focus. I'm glad they focused on that black currant because you don't see a lot of designer fragrances focusing on that note. There is a lot of niche fragrances that focus on that black currant note, but not designers. And this one kind of changed the game up a little bit. I've been really wanting to get around to smelling Ralph's Club Elixir. I have not yet, So great entry into the line for me with this one here. I will say performance. This got me around on the projection standpoint. I would say 4 to 5 hours. 3 feet solid, and even in that opening, the first hour and a half, I maybe even got 4 feet off this. This was a nice projector for me, which was a pleasant surprise. I've seen some people saying that this isn't for them, but the way that black currant, the lavender was working, the woody notes, and it does have some vanilla too in the scent here, that in that dry down you are going to get that sweetness coming from the vanilla, and then it's got that herbaceous feel too, that kind of round the scent out. It doesn't go full born, like dripping down a, like you see ice cream dripping down a wall or whatever. I don't know how you want to describe it, but you think of that dripping sweet type of scents. This one doesn't do that. It has a nice balance of the herbaceous feel, the black currant fruitiness, and that vanilla tones with the lavender in it. Longevity, this one for me, I got about 10 to 12 hours. And as of now, this is probably a top 5 scent for me for the year of 2025. I think this is a solid iteration into the house of Ralph Lauren. It really surprised me, kind of like Polo 67. Those two scents really surprised me as well. So overall, if you can, check this one out. If you really like the note of blackcurrant and you like it ramped up times 10, and you like something that's mass appealing, you can wear wherever, people are going to enjoy it, something nice, this one would be the route to go right here. Ralph's Club, New York. Another release for the year 2025, we are talking about myself, L'Absolu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. It's the L and then Absolute. L'Absolu. Mouthful there. So basically this one here, you are going to get that original DNA with this one. And I want to start off with saying I did not like this scent at first. When I sprayed it and was smelling it up close, it smelled like drool. That's kind of a weird kind of thing to say, but it smelled like drool. It smelled like if you're laying on your pillow and you drooled all over your pillow like saliva. That's what it kind of smelled like a little bit up close. Not the whole lifespan of fragrance. I got that for the first, I would say, after the hour. I got that for around the second hour. I just got that for an hour, around the second hour when I was wearing this scent. It was very interesting. I don't know, something wasn't agreeing with my nose or not. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? And I was like, this is a definite no. I was like, this is a no-go. But like I always say, give fragrances another try. Gave this one another try. That's when it really blossomed. Gave it more wears. And man, out in the air, this one smells very nice. I will say a lot of people like to say this line is unisex, leaning feminine, and I could see that with the orange blossom, the white florals, and all that. But this one also has a patchouli base. It's got some citruses in the top too. I think the citrus is bergamot, but this has some fruity sweetness in it that's not listed in that note breakdown that really draws you in. This is, I would say to me, a true flanker off the original DNA. You are going to get that orange blossom. You are going to get that white floral feel. But this does tweaks that makes the scent more fresh. And you do get some patchouli in this scent in the base that kind of goes in the right direction. That helps those support that orange blossom to come out. But I would say this is more fresh than the OG, the Eau de Parfum. Definitely more fresh than the Le Parfum. This one, again, it is moving in the top 5 range for my designers this year. I was pleasantly surprised because at first, like I mentioned, I did not like this. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not good. But when it developed more, I guess, when I let it sit, I guess, macerate, like a lot of people like to say, I was like, oh my gosh, what changed? But I didn't also, too, I tried to smell it up close, and I wasn't getting that saliva type of feel as well, which is a pleasant surprise after a couple wearings of the scent here. But this did a nice job in the air. If you want a more fresher take on that original DNA with some fruitiness off the top, which I can't put my finger on it, what type of fruits they're using in this, but it does give you that fruity concoction that is very enjoyable, very pleasant. That opening was very zingy overall, and I would say that's a highlight for me in this scent, is that opening. This one here, if you want, I guess not a more versatile, but if you want something that is a fresher YSL Myself DNA type of scent, this is the one you want to be looking for. I would say on that performance, it didn't do as good as Ralph's Club for me. I would say on that projection, I got about a solid, I want to say 3 to 5 hours. And the projection, I would say in the first 3 hours was really good for me. I got about 3 feet, 3.5 feet. And then after that, it maybe went down to 2 to 2.5, or excuse me, 2 to 2.5 feet. So that's on that projection standpoint off my skin. And then on the longevity, I got about, I would say, a solid 8 to 10 hours on this scent here, which is not bad for a fresher take on the original DNA, a white floral focus type of scent. But this one is not bad, definitely creeping up on my list on the top designers this year. Make sure to sample, try it out, see what you think. Go to a department store, because like I mentioned, it smelled like saliva at first to me in that second hour, and then I gave it more wears. I always come back to my scents, and then it blossomed overall. I don't know what changed overnight. I don't know if my olfactories changed. Like my body was like, okay, they did a whole bunch of changing when I was sleeping. I don't know what was going on, but something happened that made me like this more than I did. But yeah, this one is a solid release for the year 2025. From the house of Amouage, this one is Outlands. And before I hop into this little spiel about Outlands here, this is a pricey fragrance. I will say this is good, but at retail, there's a lot better options out there for this. So that is the little caveat I wanted to give with this scent. But with the scent here, you are going to get a sweet, woody, also aromatic, fresh and warm spice type of scent. This is going to be your amber focused type of scent. I will say this one reminded me from the house of Parfums de Marly Layton. That's what this one reminded me of a little bit throughout the whole fragrance's lifespan. It's got notes such as lemon in it. It's got a whole bunch of type of ambers. I think it's got some frankincense, got some elemi, and then it's got some woods in it as well. Got some vanilla in there. Overall, this scent is, I would say, a powerhouse on performance. Lasted about, on a performance standpoint, projecting about 3 to 4 feet in that first 3 to 5 hours of the scent. And then after that, it lasted about 3 feet for about 2 more hours. And then it got closer to the skin, about 2 feet. So I would say on that projection, this one was going pumping off the skin in at least 8 hours, which is kind of crazy to me off my skin chemistry. I was very surprised by that. But this is a hefty fragrance in the sense, I mean, you can kind of see the juice in there. It's kind of a brownish. So in Amouage, usually when the performance standpoint, they don't let down. Longevity, this went for me about 10 to 15 hours too. But as the fragrance started drying down a little bit, I started getting a little bit less of the sweetness, more of the ambers coming out. But in the regards of this scent, you are going to get that Parfums de Marly Layton type of sweetness in this. I didn't get really much of the citruses that are in the fragrance. It was more of just that amber bomb with the vanilla. I did get a little oud in it too, the aromatics, some spiciness, whatever was causing the spiciness, fresh and warm spice in it overall. And this is a solid fragrance. You know the oils are good in it, but with the caveat again, you have to be tough on these fragrances, because if they're costing $300, $400, $500, and designers are even getting up to that $300 price range, then I kind of want something that's going to change the game up a little bit, or I want something that's going to, it's off a similar DNA and it's going to perform excellent, very well, and it's not just some type of amber forward fragrance, because you do get a lot of ambers when it comes to fragrances. You do get a lot of vanillas when it comes to fragrances these days. And I also too, I have a lot of, I have a few, I think I have 1 or 2 more that are amber focused fragrances in this scent. And that's what this scent does. And if you're demanding a high price tag, then you kind of got to change up the game a little bit. I'm not saying that this doesn't smell good. This smells great, but I always think about price point from retail and then from discounters as well. You gotta put that hand in hand. And I don't think I think this costs like almost $500 or $400 at retail. That is a good chunk. That is a good chunk. So overall, this smells good. It smells great. The notes are blended well. It's got that Amouage touch to it that is nice. But this is going to be more of that mass appealing Amouage type of scent here. In Outlands, it is nice. I know it's got a lot of hype to the scent, but if you're looking for a amber forward fragrance, definitely get a sample of it. Try it out, see what you think on your skin. You want that kind of latent DNA with some twists and some turns. That's what they did with Outlands here. It doesn't smell fully like Layton, don't get me wrong. There are Amouage touches that they did to this. It's kind of their version of that scent, and it is nice, it is pleasant, it is good. It is something that is going to scratch that itch for you in regards to a solid amber scent. Next one is from the house of Memo Paris, and this is Palais Bourbon. And this one's been on my radar a very long time. This is going to be a woody, aromatic, spicy, earthy type of scent. You got notes such as incense in it. You got things such as akigala wood. You got some oud in here as well. You got some cinnamon too. This one is, again, this is an amber. This is an amber scent, kind of going back to Outlands. And this one transformed a lot for me. It doesn't have any boozy notes in it, which is a pleasant surprise, but it does smell like bourbon. You do get that, and I would say in the mid of the fragrance, you do get that bourbon smell. and it is nice, it is pleasant, and this is a very developing fragrance. I would say from opening to dry down, it changes a lot. And in that opening, you do get a lot more of that boozy feel. You get a lot more of the kind of, this has got a little tinge of sweetness in it. You get a little bit more of that, but as the fragrance dries down, it's going to get more woody, a little bit less boozy. You still get that more amber focused as well. I get a little bit more of that oud than I do that Akigala wood. I know this has got some oud in it. And then also, too, this is a very warm, I would say this is a kind of seductive fragrance, kind of a closer encounters. This would be an excellent date night fragrance, and this is one that, like I mentioned, has been on my radar for a while. I know I definitely have to, I want a bottle of it. I want a bottle of Plain and Simple because I really enjoy how Memo kind of emulated that boozy feel without actually putting an official note of booze in it. It's kind of crazy to me, and the way the woods come across, the way the spiciness with that little tinge of sweetness, and the way it develops, it's kind of like a roller coaster in a sense. I would say on performance, projection, I would say maybe in the first 2 to 3 hours, you were getting about 3 feet, and then after that, it was about 2 feet. And I would say on the projection, you're probably getting about to the 5 or the 6 hour mark when it comes to this scent, which is nice. This one's more, like I mentioned, I would say this one's a little bit more like that Hugo Boss. It's kind of more rain back. It's kind of more, for this one specifically, it's more kind of seductive. It's going to draw people in to smell it and be like, oh, what are you wearing? I would say on that performance, on the longevity, this got about the same as Outlands, about 10 to 15 hours, so solid on longevity as well. Overall, this is a solid scent from the house of Memo, and I was finally glad I was able to find somewhere that had a sample of it and provide it, because this one did not let me down overall. And if you want that boozy, ambery, woody type of feel, and this one isn't bad for the price as well. Mentioning that price, you see the fragrance is $400, $500. This one's way less. So thinking about that, putting it into perspective, if you want something that doesn't really have that kind of sweet amber focus, I think it does have a little sweetness from that, but it's more focused on the woods. It's more focused on kind of a, it's got like a little overall kind of, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? It's got a balsamic feel, a very big, prominent balsamic feel. If you like your balsamic fragrances, I know a few of our samples here have been balsamic. That's what this one is kind of focusing on, the bougie, or not bougie, the boozy, and the balsamic and the woods, and then with a little tinge of sweetness with some amber behind all that. Definitely check out Memo Paris's Palace Bourbon. Next one is from the house of Givenchy, and this is Gentleman's Society Ombre, the new one for this year. This one, I will say, you gotta like the powdery type of scents when it comes to this one. This one's got powder, it's got tobacco, it's got woods in it too, and then it's got a little touch of iris too, kind of brings back that iris from the forefront from the old Gentleman line. Now to really focus on the Society, you do get a little tinge of the original Gentleman line in this here. This one is going to be that tobacco forward type of scent with the focus on the powder as well. I do get some other tones in this too. It does have, I will say overall when it comes to this line, it doesn't have that, it's kind of more focused on the orris when it comes to this Gentleman's Society things. That's one of the notes. And then you also got the woody notes. Of course, you got the tobacco, you got narcissus. It's kind of focused on that flower as well. And this is again, kind of more of a close encounters type of scent. I would say on that projection, you're maybe getting, I would say 2 to 4 hours on this one. I was probably getting about 3 feet. And then after that, 1 to 2 feet. Longevity was nice. I was getting about 8 to 10 hours with the scent here. And this one actually pleasantly surprised me because when I see the Gentleman's Society releases, I'm not too like, oh my gosh, I got to go out and rush it and get a sample, got to spray it on, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Because I got the last one, Extreme, and it was okay. And I think this one's better than Extreme, really focusing on the tobacco notes. It's kind of smooth, well blended. It kind of takes this Gentleman line back to its original DNA, like I mentioned. It doesn't really smell like any of those, but having the vocal point being that tobacco and then bringing in some kind of powderiness, some basically orris, that iris to kind of get a good backbone with the woodiness. This is a sophisticated scent, and I will say this one would be more, I would wear it to like a special occasion, for example. It wouldn't be one that I'll just wear out to go do errands. Definitely more of a fall and wintertime scent for sure, and maybe early spring. Overall, Gentleman's Society Ombre uh, might be moving up into my top 5 designers of the year. It's kind of crazy. 3 out of these samples I'm saying that might be top 5 designers for me. We'll have to see by the end of the year when I spray all the fragrances I've gotten for this year, but definitely want to see if I can pick this up in the near future. And it is, I would say, for your kind of gentleman that wants to have a nice dressed up type of scent and kind of include some tobacco in there. And you gotta like your powdery scents again. And it's for this is more of a special occasion type of scent overall, but it is enjoyable. And definitely, I'll be interested to see where this line goes, because it's kind of been going in a lot of different directions. So we'll see next year if they come out with another release in the line. But Gentleman's Society Ombre, definitely one to look out for towards the year of 2025 and see what other people think about it. Last but not least, this one is from the house of Roja, and this one's, out of everything, I know L'Absolu and number 13 I mentioned really surprised me. This one surprised me the most, and this one is Apex O Intense. And when I sprayed this thing on, it was so zingy, so vibrant. This is gonna be a green, citrus, woody type of scent, aromatic as well. You do get a little musk in it too. The notes gonna have some mint, and the mint is very prominent in that opening. You do get some lemon. You also too, it's got some notes of grass in it, and it's got some cedar, and then also it's got some ambroxan. But I would say this is a true flanker in the sense that it takes those original Apex fragrances and just freshens it up. If you like that and you want a more citrus, more fresh focus, more kind of I guess overall youthful type of take on that, that's what you're going to get with this. And this one, we always talk about blue fragrance that are versatile. I feel like this is a very versatile scent. You can wear this wherever, whenever, and it is going to work. Very vibrant, very zingy type of scent. It kind of, for me, this had an addictive facet. I always wanted to just keep spraying it on and on, which was crazy for me to say about a Roja, because I would say the Roja fragrances, for me, a lot of them don't perform as well as I think they should, but they are very good. I do like the blend on the notes and everything, but this one does provide you with a lot of notes, but I would say this is a jackknife type of fragrance. You can just pull it, spray it, and go. Don't even need to think about it. And I was pleasantly surprised how long that freshness, how long the citrus stuck around. It stuck around for almost about, I would say, 7 to 9 hours. I was still getting that little citrus tinge, which that doesn't usually last too long, about the kind of freshness regarding the scent. And this one was a very pleasant surprise on the performance side of things. With Rojas, it varies with me a lot. With Rojas, I might go nose blind, I don't really know. But this one got me a solid 8 to 10 hours, especially for a freshie. This doesn't reinvent the wheel too. It takes kind of bits and pieces of stuff out there, even from its own line, and kind of throws it together in a nice blended way overall. And I was just like, man, I didn't know how much I was going to like the scent. Overall, this was it's leaking all over my hand. What the heck? Sorry, it's leaking. Apologies, as you can tell from the camera there. But overall, in the projection, I would say this one projected off my skin about a solid 5 hours. I got about 3 to 2 feet throughout the whole fragrance's lifespan. Longevity, like I mentioned, 8 to 10 hours, which is nice for a freshie. Smelling it on my hand here, it does have that nice mint off the top, that lemon kind of vibe with it. And overall, this one is something I'm going to have to kind of keep my eye on, because they did release another flanker in the Roja line. I think in the Elysium line. I want to get my hands on that sample of Noir, see how that one smells after smelling O Intense here. But a very pleasant surprise from the house of Roja. If you like the Apex DNA and kind of want a little bit more youthful, more fresh, more citrus focused, with a big blast of woods and mint and kind of smelling like grass a little bit, but not in the bad way, kind of like that freshly cut grass. Apex Intense is definitely one to keep on your radar. I appreciate everybody spending a little bit of time of their day with me, learning about these 8 samples that I've been testing out all this month overall. Hopefully that you found something that maybe you want to sample. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any of these scents that you want to sample, or have you got a recent sample haul that you've been enjoying something a lot. Let me know a few of those fragrances down in the comments below that you all have been sampling and you want to get a full bottle soon. And don't leave just yet, because my fragrance playlist will be on there. They'll have reviews, lists, challenges, and then also there will be a video that the algorithm thinks you need to watch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps out a lot. And I hope you all stay healthy, be positive, be true, and I'll see you in the next video.